As the summer of 1980 began, the horrifying reports started up where they left off. Television documentary producer Linda Moulton Howe says that Rommel approached her in October of 1979 during her production of A Strange Harvest and strongly asserted that the subject of her documentary was nothing but the result of hide-gnawing coyotes. The more paranoid or suspicious sensed an agenda behind Rommel's report. But before all of this madness, a whole lot of people had been dealing with anomalous experiences of another sort, which they had never asked for, at least consciously, and the UFO research community would soon witness an explosion of abduction cases, ignited in part by the experience of the 27-year-old bank teller named Myrna Hansen. That's from Project Beta, the story of Paul Bennewitz, National Security and the Creation of a Modern UFO Myth by Greg Bishop. It's a very interesting story, a good book. I highly recommend it. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Stench of Truth. I want to thank everybody for listening to my radio show this past week. I'm going to be on a brief hiatus over the holidays because there's a possibility I may have to work on Fridays and I will be unable to do the radio show. But I'll pick it up again in January. So be advised, I'm just taking a brief hiatus. Then I'll be back in January doing the radio show at Blog Talk Radio. So thanks for your support, and I look forward to seeing you again. Now, I had recently seen, actually last week I saw the movie Skyline. And as I'm sure a lot of you do, you watch the movies with your eyes wide open in order to try and discern what kind of message is being revealed to us. And in light of the UFO disclosure activity and the October 13th date this year that was witness to things in the sky, very little evidence of what we're dealing with here is mechanical craft from another planet piloted by aliens of a physical type. And certainly no evidence that anything that was seen on or around the 13th of October was anything other than balloons or something else. And then, of course, we have this mysterious missile launch. And we have a surfeit of movies, which always the entertainment industry, Hollywood, churns out this material in order to prime the pump, so to speak, for what is to come. It's predictive programming. And what I found interesting about the movie Skyline, which, by the way, stunk. I mean, as far as the kind of movie it was supposed to be. I mean, it had a lot of very slow, dead spots in it, so, you know, it's not a very good movie. But it did have some very intriguing themes. So I'm going to warn you right now, if you have not seen the movie Skyline and you do not want it to be spoiled for you, I'm going to be revealing major pieces of the plot and putting this into the jigsaw puzzle that is reality that we have right now and what may be coming. So be advised, the following is going to contain spoilers for the movie Skyline. Don't say I didn't warn you. Anyway, in the movie, as you've seen the trailer, I'm sure these blue things fall to Earth and then they're followed by some alien ships. Well, the blue things are meant to sort of infect people. They're like a magnet for people to see, and once you look at them, they sort of infect your nervous system, I guess. And then the big ships come and they suck all the humans up into them. The thing that's interesting about this movie to me is the overtly Lovecraftian or Cthulhuvian, however you want to call it, nature of the aliens and the connection between the aliens and us. And in this particular instance, the aliens in this case aren't so much alien as they are some sort of, you know, organic machines perhaps, but they require human brains and human nervous systems to run them. And this is the reason why the people are being scooped up en masse, because in order to function, the organic machines that they use they have to remove the brain and spinal cord of people. So there's an intimate connection between the aliens and humans in this movie. And the nature of the organic machines or biological entities, whatever you want to call them, is that they're virtually indestructible. And the brains, apparently having been infected by the blue light, serve the purposes of the aliens. And so when the brains are, plugged into these, organic robots, whatever you want to call them, I mean, that's a term I'm using. Perhaps the filmmaker had a different idea, but that was my interpretation of it. Then the, the actual intelligence and the, whatever it is that brains do, fire the neurons and actually cause the thing to work. So the interesting thing to me is that Lovecraftian angle, that these things are utterly alien. They are well beyond anything that you would normally see. There are no grays here. And the ships that they come in, wherever they come from, which, there's a strong feeling that it's other dimensional, which is what I've been saying for a long time when it comes to the idea of the UFO phenomenon, that we're dealing with an other dimensional reality here. So they come, but you see the symbiosis here, that they require something from us. They're farming us. They're using us. In this case, they're using humanity against itself in order to, who knows what their ultimate goal is, to just have the planet. We don't know. They never explain that in the movie. You never understand it. And, of course, you're led to believe that there's no defense against them by the very nature of the attacks that were taken upon the aliens. They used a nuclear weapon on one of the ships. It did crash, but then it just reformed itself. This is another key theme in Lovecraft and the Cthulhu mythos. I've said for a long time that Lovecraft was keyed into something whenever he wrote his fiction. And I think that the people that came after him that continued that tradition went on along the same lines. And this is in the same way, I believe, Hollywood is either, consciously moved in this direction, or it is being manipulated from somewhere else in order to reveal information to us. So what is the alien menace that we're going to see? It's not going to be the Greys, as inexplicable as they are. It is going to be something so alien and so bizarre and virtually indestructible that we will have no choice but to rely upon whatever there is left of humanity to save us. And I think this is the message of the movie, and that is that there is no defense against what is coming. That, there might be a spark of hope in one human somewhere, or a couple, or a few. You're left with that at the end of the movie. But basically, humanity's done, finished, over, destroyed. And it's done in by this symbiotic, extra-dimensional creatures that come here for whatever purpose and want to take whatever it is they want to take. And it's certainly not just for humans, because all they need is the brains to function their machines, and what they would do after that, they never tell us. But the message is quite clear. We're all doomed. There's no defense against this, and basically humanity is finished. And this is the theme in a lot of movies we've seen lately. So I think it's a polarizing thing. It's meant to make us feel as though, we're lost and hopeless, and, what's the point of struggling? So as they push forward agendas and try to make us, compliant and give in of our own free will to, the various things that are being pushed upon us, we basically are being beaten down so much to the point where we give our consent, even if it is just a consent of not saying no. So I think it's important that everybody realize that we have to stay in tune with what makes us human and gives us the ability to move forward and to strive against struggles and difficulties, and realize that no matter what kind of plans the powers that be have for us, there is always hope. There always is, and it lies within each and every one of us. So do not fall into that trap of feeling as though it's hopeless. There's no way anything can change. That your silence is consent, and being silent is the vast majority of people's route out of this. And I suggest it's time to raise our voices very high and say, "Fuck you, motherfuckers!" It's about time we get angry, and it's about time we stand our ground and do not accept it anymore. Thank you.